Hello everyone, welcome back to Business Central Musings, my YouTube channel where I talk about Business Central topics. And as we did in the last few months, we went through all sorts of topics that were touched on, or totally new topics or new features that were brought in Business Central in Business Central 2025 Wave 1, which was released on April 14th, 2025. So as I was reading again and again about what happened at that moment in April 2025 and what new things were released, I got to read about this one: manage external files more easily through a unified API in the external file storage module. Okay, so and if you're really curious about it, when you click on it, you're going to be taken here in GitHub. Under Microsoft, there is a folder BC Apps, and yeah, under file storage, we have actually not under external file storage. We have two folders, permissions and source. And yeah, in the source, you're gonna find all the AL files needed. File storage folder, lookup folder, scenario folder, account folder, connector folder. But if we look at app.json, we see that the name of the extension is external file storage. So this was published in 2026, BC 2025 Wave 1, which is version 26. And if we were to look into my tenant, let's look at extension management page. And once again, let me see the name, external file storage. If we search for external file storage, you're going to find three extensions here that are facilitating the communication of files between Business Central and Azure Blob Service, File Service, and SharePoint connector. So we're not going to look at all of them. We're going to, I'm not going to look at the SharePoint connector just because I don't have my own SharePoint server or web application, and I cannot really demo anything. But we're going to look at Azure Blob Service and File Service. And so first, let's set up a storage account in BC. If you haven't done so, from your tenant, each tenant is associated with an Azure account, and when you go to portal.azure.com, you're gonna be so I'm in my Azure portal for my tenant here, and if you see what I click on, I'm hovering over storage accounts, and in the storage accounts I have one storage account. Now the storage accounts can be of many types, and we can see here containers, file shares, queues, and tables. The containers will be managed by the Azure Blob Service. The file shares will be managed by the file service extension. So let's look at containers. I created here already a container, BC container, but you can always create a new one, add container. And and let's see what we have at file shares. I also created a file share demo. You click on file share, and you have access. You created a file share. But both types of services, which are containers and file shares, have a common security, and security is under security and networking. So if you look at access keys here, you're going to see we have two keys that are rotated permanently, and they are connected to this demo BC 2025 W1 storage account. So I have two keys here, and those two keys, especially the key, will be necessary when we're going to create in BC the entity that will be in sync or will mirror our container and our file share. So we will create in BC a mirror entity in Business Central that's going to mirror BC container, and we're going to also create in BC an entity that's mirroring file share demo that I created here. The access to both of them is through the access keys that are here under security and networking. So with that said, let's go into BC, and if you search for external, you will see here external file accounts and set up external file accounts. Now I already have external file accounts. I already set up a few accounts, and I'm going to show you, but if you have none set up yet, you can click on set up external file account and you will be taken through a wizard. If you don't see external file accounts or set up external file accounts, most likely you don't have the two extensions that I showed you a few minutes ago. So in my tenant, I have two external file services file accounts created. One is called Demo BC 2025 W1, and this is going to be connecting to a storage account, Demo BC 2025 W1, as you can see here, through a shared key. The shared key is going to be this field here, and the container is going to be BC container. Why? Because my container, the one I created, is called BC container, and the other one, the file share demo, it has a name that's arbitrary. You can name it the way you want. The shared storage account has to be like the one in Azure. It's a shared key, the same shared key as I showed you here. It's going to be this field under the key. And then the file share name is what we have here in the file share name. So you just copy and paste when you create your new one. Let's create a new one just to see, show you how we do it. And then we're going to go through how we work with this file share. So we click on add a file account under new, add a file account, and then we read set up external file accounts. That's the wizard. Let's say we're going to create a blob storage account type and account name blob storage YouTube. The storage account name has to be this one that we have it set up here. The shared key is going to be what we have here. We copy it. The container name, we go to the containers and we're going to copy the container and paste it here. We could also click on the Eclipse button and we would have gotten to the same place. We go next. If we want to set it as the default storage, we can turn this one on, and that's it. Now with this one created, we go to home and we click on storage browser, And you can see that in my container, BC container, because this is what where we're pointing. If we click on it, it's pointing to the BC container. In the BC container, we already have, we can click on the other side here and we can see we have a folder. Yeah, actually we have two folders. One is called demo and the other one is going to be Silvio, and here we have a file. So as I was pointing this one, if we look at it, it's also pointing to the same container. That's why we have kind of the same content for these two external file accounts. For this one, let's play with this one, Blob Storage YouTube, which is the one we just the file account we just created. We click on storage account. We can create a directory. Let's call it demo YouTube. And this directory is empty. Let's go back here. Oops. Storage browser. On the demo YouTube, we have nothing. We can create another folder inside. Videos. And maybe another folder. Pics. And we can drop a file here. Actually not drop, because there is no drag and drop with this interface. We would have to click on upload, and we have the file now. Let's go back on the Blob YouTube storage, on the storage browser. So we have the demo YouTube, our directory, the one we created initially. We have pics, we have videos. In the videos we have no video. We click again on the two dots. It's just like it's reminding me of interfaces like Norton Commander for when I was still working with operating system DOS or early Windows operating systems. They had a Norton Commander application. Yeah, so that's the external file accounts. It's pretty cool. I am assuming that we can create a similar interface in the fact box at any entity. So I'm assuming we could connect this browser to, let's say, to the customers, just like the attachments are. Maybe we can create here another one. Let's call it Blob Storage, Azure Storage. That would be nice. It would be a nice project. But I know there are already Business Central extensions in AppSource that help you store your files at the entity level. So I think it's just an interface for users to store files externally. I hope it helps, and I also hope to see you in the next one. If you like the video and you find the content useful, please subscribe to my account, like the video. That's going to show the results of my work, if it's really worth it to talk about what's new in Business Central 2025, or maybe I should move on to different topics. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.